Chapter 16. Sepharad. On August 7, 1991, Rabbi Nathan Laufer, Vice President of the Wexner Heritage Foundation, sent the following correspondence to the President of Israel, Yitzhak Navon. Dear President Navon, I was glad for the opportunity to meet you in the Laram Hotel several weeks back. We are delighted that you have agreed to address our membership at our 1992 winter retreat. Unfortunately, a conflict arose regarding our originally scheduled dates of February 7th through the 9th, and we were forced to move the retreat up to the weekend of January 24th through the 26th. This would mean that you will be speaking to our members on Saturday evening, January 25th, instead of February 8th. We truly hope that your schedule will permit you to make this change and that our members will be able to benefit from your presence and message. Rabbi Friedman is away on vacation, but instructed me by phone to fax this to you immediately so that you could have the maximum latitude in rearranging your very busy schedule. We regret any inconvenience this may cause you and look forward to hearing from you as soon as possible. Sincerely, Nathan Laufer. On January 21st, 1992, Rabbi Herbert Friedman sent the following correspondence to Bruce Soll at the Wexner Heritage Foundation in preparation for Les Wexner's speech at the Winter Conference. Dear Bruce, I don't know what Les wanted it for, but here is the exact Churchill quotation from a speech on November 10th, 1942, regarding the victory at El Alamein in the Egyptian desert. Quote, "This is not the end. It is not even the beginning of the end. But it is perhaps the end of the beginning." End quote. The correspondence continues. The highly placed Jews who reached the courts of the Spanish kings were educated, elegant, skilled, and useful to the monarch in finance, trade, or the military profession. They were also educated in their Jewish heritage and committed Jews. They were not assimilated, as we use this word today. There was no way that they could fight against the Catholic Church or the Inquisition because the king himself was unable to fight the Church, and therefore could not help them even if he wanted to. The only way many Jews could save themselves was to accept baptism. They were called conversos, and were constantly under surveillance to see if they practiced Judaism in secret. When the expulsion order came in the spring of 1492, the Marranos, the open Jews, and the new Christian Jews were all deported. The highly placed German Jews in 1933 were not offered the option of conversion, because Hitler's theory defined Jewishness as racial, which was unchangeable. The Jewish population of Germany was 600,000. Of these, half understood that they should leave and did so during the years 1933 through 39. A large number went to Palestine. Others wherever they could gain admittance. The other half did not understand Hitler's ferocity and remained to lose their lives. Here again, the Jews could do nothing to defeat their enemy except to flee. If they had united to fight Hitler and weaken his movement before he came to power, or even in the first 3 years, when he was still relatively weak, perhaps the outcome might have been different. But neither the democratic world nor the German people opposed him. So how could the Jews alone have done so? The highly placed American Jews at the end of the 20th century faced neither expulsion nor decimation. Not now, nor in the far foreseeable future. Perhaps never in America. They do face, however, a danger equal to that of 1492 or 1933. The danger of death, this time self-inflicted, i.e. suicide. The intermarriage rate has become so common and is entered into so casually and acquires such acceptance because it is deemed inevitable, that the Jews themselves will not realize what they are doing until it is possibly too late to reverse a course which could lead to their very disappearance in only 2 or 3 generations, 60 to 75 years. The Spanish and German Jews could do little to avert their fate. The American Jews are tragically causing their own fate by their utter lack of concern for their own survival. Enlightened Jewish leadership in America must make every effort, through every possible channel, to stop this race toward the cliff. All Jewish schools must explain to the children why intermarriage is a danger unless the non-Jewish partner is brought into the Jewish group. All Jewish parents must instill in their children a pride in Judaism by practicing rituals at home. All community centers and summer camps must intensify their Jewish identity programs. All Hillels and other programs on college campuses must be massively strengthened. Synagogues must serve as the gateway for bringing non-Jewish spouses and children in, rather than neglecting them or worse, keeping them out. Synagogues, traditionally outside the Federation orbit, might need Federation funding for additional rabbis, extra teachers, psychologists, group therapists to serve this non-Jewish population. We might not be able to stop intermarriage, but we can definitely do two things. One, slow it down, and two, develop a wide outreach program to bring many of the non-Jewish spouses and children in as converts, or at least as willing participants in creating a Jewish household environment. As ever, Herb. On the weekend of January 24 through 26, 1992, in Westfields, Virginia, the Wexner Heritage Foundation had their winter retreat. The theme of the retreat was Sepharad. All Wexner winter retreat participants arrived on Friday, January 24th and registered in the day. After having lunch, all participants participated in study workshops for the remainder of the Friday. That evening, in the Washingtonian ballroom of the hotel, after a dinner, the keynote speech was given by Leslie Wexner. The next day, on Saturday, January 25th, after a full day of service and study, the day concluded with an evening program where the keynote speaker was the President of the State of Israel, Mr. Yitzhak Navon. The following day, on Sunday, January 26th, after breakfast and morning service, all Wexner participants departed and the conference was over. On February 10th, 1992, Rabbi Herbert Friedman sent the following correspondence from the Wexner Heritage Foundation to the President of Israel, the Honorable Yitzhak Navon. Dear Yitzhak, several weeks have passed since our retreat on Sepharad, and I have just finished reading the participants' evaluations. In general, their remarks are glowing, and I wanted to take a moment to thank you for the important role you played. The participants were deeply moved that you felt them important enough to warrant a trip all the way from Israel. They were inspired by the depth of your experience. They liked what you said to them. Here is a small sample of some of the things they wrote about your participation. He gave me a warm, fuzzy feeling. I loved him. He is a proud man. Many of the members also commented on your friendliness and accessibility. Informal interaction over meals and at other unstructured times throughout the retreat made our members feel close to you and enriched the specialness of the experience for them. We are grateful that you shared so generously of yourself in being with us. Your presence helped to make it a truly memorable event. Warmly, Herb.